Operation status quo. Operation status quo. Prepare to engage. Operation status quo. Ready to engage. Operation status quo. Engaged. Engaged. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeedly do. How do you do? I love you. It's so true. How we doing out there? Oh, my goodness gracious. I thought I wanted to sing something else. I was going, how diddly do? How do you do? I don't know. What did I want to say? Who the frig knows what I ever want to say? We know how it goes here on Operation Status Quo. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome on a beautifully pleasant Tuesday. I hope it's a beautifully pleasant Tuesday for you as well. Yeah, I don't know. I've been really engaged today with watching some information. I'm not going to get into that today because it's a whole nother topic. But wow, just a lot of stuff that goes pretty deep, and honestly, it makes me feel so positive about the future and things that are coming our way. And anyway, that's a whole nother story. I apologize because I literally just stopped watching a video, and then I flipped over here to do my show and talk about the topic that we're going to talk about today. And today is first of all, hello and welcome. I'm sorry. Am I being a little, kind of abrasive so far? I didn't even welcome you in and say hello. Hello and welcome here to Operation Status Quo, ladies and gentlemen. I am Pete Palmer, your user-friendly host. So happy to be with you here today, as I am each and every day, or, most days of the week when I'm here. Well, I'm always happy when I'm here. It just depends when I'm here. But speaking of which, quick show note, probably most likely not a show tomorrow due to hey Tommy G on the line. It's my friend in the drop it in the chat, Tom Gagliardi. It's his birthday today. Let's give a big round of applause. He says, I'm glad somebody's positive. Come on, Tommy. Come on, Tommy. You're positive out there. Today's your birthday, my brother. Happy birthday. Hey-o. Happy birthday to Tom. Anyway, what the heck was I saying? Yeah, that I'm Pete Palmer. I'm blah, 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 user-friendly host and blah, blah, blah. And I'm always happy to be here with you. I am always happy to be here with you. You guys are great, beautiful human beings out there, and I love you. As I always say, I usually save it for the end of the show, but individually as well as a group. Do you know how important that is? I mean, it's like the whole group and then each of you individually as well. That's like two things. It's a lot of love that I'm trying to put out there. All right, so anyway, today is the 20... First of all, my goodness. My brain, I got to really slow down. I apologize. You know what? I should have stopped and done like a few breaths and a little, silence before I got started because I got my brain all worked up early already. So today is the, first of all, here we go again. This is Operation Status Quo. Can I even do my own show? I don't know. I need a stand-in. Can I get a stand-in today? It probably would be better for the ratings and the numbers. But anyway, Operation Status Quo, this is the place where we observe the status quo of life. We learn to flow with the status quo of life. And then, of course, we create our own flow of quo, because that's the only way to go. And I encourage you out there to do what you need to do to live your life on your terms, with being nice. You be nice. Be nice. Be nice. Don't mess up in here. That's for my friend Tommy out there. He's watching. That's a line from Casino. Don't be nice. Be nice. Don't fuck up in here. Joe Pesci talking to De Niro in Casino. But seriously, be nice, be respectful to people out there in the world. But, F them at the same time. If they're not doing, what's right in your life, then you got to go live your life on your terms, in a nice way. But I just mean, you set boundaries and you do what you want to do. That's the whole point of Operation Status Quo. Well, there's a lot of points to Operation Status Quo. That's the point. And there's also the point of, we have to realize that the mainstream world around us is a orchestrated, constructed lie, purposefully designed to keep us enslaved to a debt-based system run by corrupt, satanic maniacs. Okay, so that's the other point, and that's why we're here to just kind of lighten the load. It's okay. Yeah, there's Satan-worshiping crazy bastards drinking kids' blood out there and all that kind of stuff. But we can change all that by living positive and just like diminishing their power here on Earth. That's the beauty of it. Okay, so today is what did Tom have to say? We're listening to you in the middle of ShopRite. Oh my God, ShopRite is a grocery store up north where I'm from, up in the Jersey, Philadelphia type area. So Tom, do you have it on speakerphone? You should put it on speaker so that people around you can hear. If anybody's wearing a mask while you're walking around the store, let me know and I'll start chastising them right here live on the show. All right, let me digress. Today is the 3rd of October in the good year 2023. And today's program is entitled Plain and Simple. And plain is spelled Plane, as in the flat plane of the planet Earth. And I'm bringing this up today because a friend of mine on Facebook, well, we're not really friends, I guess. Well, we were friends at one point until COVID happened, and you either go one way or the other. Either you follow the herd like the cattle, and you believe that there's a fake pandemic going on, and you get jabbed up and you wear your mask and you do whatever the TV tells you. There's that way to do it. Those are all the Biden voters and stuff, right? And then you go the other way, which is you're a free thinker, and you can see, you can see that they're pulling the wool over your eyes and trying to make a fool out of you. So, you go this way. And that's why our world is so divided right now, because we have these people here who, unfortunately, are basically the weak sheeple that just like to follow and don't really have any, thoughts or ambition or gumption, I don't know, whatever you want to say, in them to actually be strong enough to live a life that they want to live. So they cower to the system, and then they're mad at everybody else over here who are free thinkers and say, nah, I'm going to do something different. And they're mad at you, because you're doing something different, because you believe in yourself and you don't need the system and you don't need the lies. You can do what you want to do for yourself. But over here, you got, we're just a puppet on the string. We're just a puppet on the string. And how dare you be happy and do what you want to do. It's like when you're at work in the office or something, right? And somebody thinks you're getting away with something. You took an extra 15 minutes for lunch, or, whatever, an assignment that, they got more work than you have, or something like that. So they're always looking to tattletale on you or get you in trouble. Oh, you didn't fill out that form. Oh, you didn't go to that training. Yeah, because if they had a life, these people on this side, they wouldn't be worried about what these people on this side are doing, because these people on this side don't give a F what these dopey dopes are doing over here. They want to do what they want to do over here. I always say I'm not going to say dopey dopes because I feel that's not nice. I don't want to be rude to anybody. Let's see. Oh, yes, Tom says that it is on speakerphone and everyone can hear you in the yogurt aisle. I like yogurt. Yogurt's I like the goat milk yogurt personally. If you can get that, it's really good. Otherwise, you go with the Greek. I like the Greek because it's like a thicker consistency. You can even make a homemade pizza with just Greek yogurt and some flour. I've done it before and it comes out really good, believe it or not. All right, so Tom, keep me updated on your shopping as we're talking, and let me know if you see any good sales up there or what's going on in ShopRite. All right, so today's program, again, titled Plain and Simple, and I went on that whole tirade because I saw, next I was saying on my Facebook, a friend of mine, and I say a friend, I guess, I had nothing against this person personally. Quite honestly, I'm very surprised that this person hasn't unfriended me long ago, because, he really believes in the system and a lot of wishy-washy stuff that he posts, but I feel bad. He's a nice guy. He really is a nice guy, and I always liked him, and I still think he's a nice guy. I even invited him on the show. Of course, he never responded because, these people over here, they're not going to respond to people over here because these people over here are going to get eaten up by people over here, right? It's just the way it goes. But he's still welcome, and if not that he ever watches, maybe he will watch. Maybe he'll tune in and catch this and realize I'm talking about him. And if you do, I love you, my brother, and feel free to reach out to me. You're welcome here anytime, and I promise not to chastise you. I would love for you to feel free to express your opinions in any way you would like to do so. But anyway, he posted on Facebook he's a teacher, right, and posted this whole thing on Facebook about when I was looking up at the stars, and they have that app, right, that can, let me go over to the post, because I'm not going to give away his identity. We want to protect the lives of the innocent, protect the lives of the innocent here on Operation Status Quo. We do not like to chastise people. I'm surprised too, because I commented on this post and no one even said anything. But anyway, he said in his post that he was looking out the living room window and he saw the dot out, on the one side of the moon. It was Jupiter, and then he goes on, because he has the app type thing. So he's talking about all the whatchamacallit that goes along with it, all the facts, saying that Jupiter is currently approximately 386 million miles away from Earth. The moon is only about 250,000 miles away from Earth. I'm like, oh my gosh. And this is what I'm getting into, because I tried to say to him, but and then the picture on the right, it goes on with this picture, blah, blah. But the point is, what was the other thing he said in here that stood out? Oh, he basically said, Here's an interesting fact that I'll share, and it takes 1,300 Earths could fit inside of Jupiter. Basically, yes, thanks, Sky app. Thank you, Tom. Sky app. People use the Sky app. You hold your phone up there, and it shows you the stars. No, Tom, I honestly, this would be a good conversation with you because Tom, my friend, is in the chat, by the way, if you're just joining. But anyway, we're big with the astronomy and such. Remember we used to go with the telescope, and we saw Halley's Comet that time and everything. I remember all that stuff. So, but Tom, I hate to tell you, I really do believe, kinda, and I don't say for 100% sure because I can't speak on anything 100% sure but I do believe there's more likelihood that the Earth is not what they tell us the Earth is, and I definitely don't believe that these type of things like the moon is 250,000 miles away. The funny thing about the comments here is that only one person in here on the replies made a comment about saying that about the Earth being flat, and then of course people, it says not sure if I'll piss anyone off. How does a flat surface create that appearance? And of course he gets mocked. This person got mocked, for saying that. And then I commented. I said because I know this guy thinks I'm nuts already, and I commented to him and just said, I know you think I'm crazy already, but next time you look up at the sun and moon, just open your mind to the idea that they are the same size and equidistant to Earth. Just think about it and look. And I said there is absolutely no way they are the sizes and distances our mainstream teaches. And then I just wanted to let them know this comment is not about argument. It's about trying to expand thought and realize that we are lied to about our truth as humanity. They don't want us to know how powerful we are. If we did, we wouldn't need their corrupt, debt-based slave system. I love saying that because that's really what it is. And of course, this person, because he's one of the people over here, like I was saying in the beginning, basically says, no need for me to comment, which he commented. So if there was no need for you to comment, why did you comment? But you commented trying to say you're not going to comment. But he said, no need for me to comment. You've clearly stated your thoughts. I'll let everyone draw their own conclusions on what you said. And of course, he did not, whatchamacallit, no one else replied to my comment, which I thought I would have got lambasted a little bit, but I did not, which was actually pretty good. And Tom, of course, says, the moon is 250,000 miles away, and it is not a flat Earth. Tom, I'm not going to argue with you, but how do you know? I'm not disagreeing, but how do you know? I mean, have you been up there and look? I mean, do you ever really? I want you, Tom, because you're open-minded a little bit, kind of, right? I want you next time. This is what I tell people: when you go outside, really look up at the sky and look at the sun, and really think about how many millions of miles they're saying it's away, and look at where it is in the sky. I'm telling you, it's not. The same thing with the moon. Look at the moon. When the moon and the sun are out at kind of the same time, you can see that they're the same size. They're the same size. They run a figure 8 pattern across the flat plane. I mean, that's kind of how I look at it, especially too. I'm not going to go into all the whys Earth flat. I've done a show about that before called Phony Globy some months ago. So you can go back and look at it. I went through a list of some facts of why the Earth is flat. So personally, I've said this before, that I more so, I kind of just believe that most important thing is that it's not what they've said. It's not like this out in space forever thing. It goes back to everything is one moment, one time, one space, one energy, right? And there really is no time and space. Everything is just like a oneness. So I mostly feel it depends on how the Earth is being viewed to what shape or whatnot it is, right? I mean, if you're looking through a 3-dimensional view, a 4-dimensional view, a 5-dimensional view, it's going to, probably look differently based on the addition of those dimensional perspectives. So, for us to be so, locked in on, just think about it. Listen, I grew up I never thought twice about it. I've heard flat Earth and and, when you think about what they taught you in school, they thought the Earth was flat until Christopher Columbus sailed around the world and boo, boo, boo. And it's just like, the stories don't make any sense, especially since humanity realistically has been around like way longer than what our recorded history shows, because our recorded history is a lie, right? So, when you kind of just expand your thinking, and it's not about exactly what's right or what's wrong. I've looked on, the maps of flat Earth, and I always say this, I tell this story a lot. When I flew to Bali, Indonesia, my flight went from Philadelphia to Boston, from Boston to South Korea to Bali. And it looks like you're going all around, right? When you look at it on the regular, globe map. But if you plot that course and you put it on the flat Earth, it's literally a straight line across from Boston. It runs straight across through South Korea straight to Bali. So basically, that's why they do all these connecting flights and stuff, because it's part of, the guise of having people believe that the Earth is flat. Hold on, Tom. Tom jumped in here. Let's see. He says, yeah, dude, astronauts showed us everything live. I mean, they proved this shit back when Galileo was alive. No, well, actually, Tom, I'm sorry to tell you that we never landed on the moon, okay? That's a whole nother story that was filmed. There's a lot of evidence out there. I know you don't research this stuff in that way, but you could look into it. It's just about opening your mind. I understand humanity does not want to let go of ideas that they have, because it's difficult, right? Because we've been ingrained and taught. It gives us a sense of center to think that we know something, but the truth is we really don't. And I think that's important to keep our minds open. And that's really the general essence of why I'm talking about this today. It's not about me trying to prove it as true. What I believe is what I believe. So, it is what it is. So it's not me trying to prove it as true per se, as much as saying, I realize how angry people get, right? I mean, like, see, Tom's telling me it's a matter of science. See, it always goes, this is what I'm talking. This is exactly what I'm talking about. What's science? What do you know science? Are you a scientist? Come on, Tom. Are you a scientist? What's science? It sounds like the same people who said, take the jab, because it's science shows you about, and I'm not, discrediting you or arguing with you per se. It's more of, it's always like these, why dismiss it? Why dismiss it is all I'm saying. All I'm saying is like, the possibilities of our existence are beyond what we know and what we understand. I mean, you have to have that first grounded basis of that you are, each of us are not the human embodiment that we perceive ourselves to be. I am not, I always say this too, I am not Pete. I am the realization of Pete's existence. Pete is just is the persona of the character to play, in this incarnation, of life. So it's all, hey, Tom, wait till I really kind of, if you really wanted to get into it about the dinosaurs, and the dinosaurs never existed. That's a whole nother thing that we can get into. Dude, I cannot believe you're saying this. I'm stunned right now. I'm sorry, Tom. I don't talk about the flat earth too much because it does make people crazy a little bit. And that's what I'm talking about. Even today, when I was doing my little swim at the pool, I love my little swim at the pool. I was at the pool and I saw one of my friends over there and was chit-chatting with him. And I started talking about this because I was going to talk about this on my show today. And he likes, every time I try to tell him, he's really open to listen to everything I say. And then when I said the earth was flat, you had to see the look on his face. He's like, dude, you're crazy, right? And I'm just like, I get it. I really do get it. And, and the point of why, again, I'm doing this today is because it's not so much about whether it's true or not, right? It's more about the emotion that it brings up. That's really what I'm talking about. And think about how angry people get when you say something like that. Like, it's almost like, and Tom, I could pose it to you if you're still there listening, but I just mean, why even get mad about it? What's the difference if somebody believes flat or round? The whole idea of this globe spinning at this speed, shooting through space, everything's so random. It makes no sense. And when you think about, the flat plane of Earth, there's stuff in the Bible. It goes on and on. I'm not getting into, all the details, but, just look at life and just really, I don't know. I stand outside, I look at the clouds sometimes when there's a lot of clouds, and I can see the clouds. There's no curvature in clouds or anything. Everything's flat and long. And if you go higher and higher, the horizon rises to your level. It doesn't stay here and, kind of go down. Go up in a tall building and watch as the horizon rises as you go up with it. So, water seeks its own level. I even think about this like with storms. Like if the earth was really like round and blah, 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 like this, when these hurricanes come up and push up on land, how are they able to, push all this water? Because wouldn't the water be like fighting against them, like, fighting against the storm, like going down because it's a curve down? I don't know. It just doesn't, honestly, I'm not an expert on anything. There's so many people that talk, about this, with better. I always say I'm not a facts person as much, mostly because I don't take the time to just research anything. But I feel things, and when I listen to the information I listen to, I find what resonates and what doesn't. And I will say this, like, during the time when I was doing a lot of research on different things, I said, oh, I really agree with a lot of this other stuff, but I don't know about this, flat Earth. Like this one might be a little bit too over the top. And then, when COVID happened, and I saw how the flat Earth scenario worked in with everything else that's going on, like in our current awakening, great awakening movement, with Q and everything else, there's a lot of interplay of this information, and especially, I'm not going to go too much deeper than that. I'm just going to leave it at that. Tom says I'm not even angry. I just find it absurd. I understand. Belittle me, Tom. Let me give you a round of applause. Belittle me, Tom. Belittle me. Go ahead. I take the slings and arrows for humanity. That's why I'm here. What else did he say? You wouldn't be able to swim in a pool in a flat Earth. Now, hold on.
Heyo.
Let me get my AO out of the way. What sense does that make? How would I not be able to swim in a pool in a flat Earth? That makes no sense, because if the Earth is flat, the pool's there. I don't understand what you mean by that. But anyway, long story short, that's what's going on. And I find it more interesting that people are just agitated about. I just find it more interesting that people are agitated of the idea, and you see, Tom's my friend, and I don't even know if he's still on the line. I think he might have dropped out. He says, I'll tell you a funny story one time. Okay, I won't. Let's see. he said, I'll tell you a funny story. One time I went on a date with a high-ranking military person, and this is why we didn't go on a second date, because she believed that the earth was flat, and I never spoke to her. I just surely hope that you're kidding. I mean, you're intelligent. See this? You see what I'm saying? You see, even people that I'm friends with, you see the kind of reaction that you get when you propose this type of idea? And he's, Tom, I'm not kidding. I'm going to just tell you. So if you never want to talk to me again, I understand, okay? But I mean, I got to be honest that I'm just really sorry to say that our whole mainstream structure of what we are, who we are, where we come from, what our Earth is, everything is a lie, and that is what we're going through now in our society. That's the fake pandemic was the start of getting people to start looking at things in a different way. And the structures, it's plain and simple that our world, the current structures are collapsing, and we're moving towards the new Earth, basically. So that's just what it is. That's just what it is. Because bro, I've seen the curvature of the Earth, where like in the planes when they put the fish glass windows, that purposely show curvature, to deceive people. Is that what you're talking about? Or were you up like, did you parachute? You know what I mean? And see, I'm just curious, because that's what I should do, really. I should go skydiving so I can prove this for myself. That's what I'm going to do. And, I'm not going to let Tom, be there for me to skydive, because if he thinks that I think the Earth is flat, he might tamper with my chute to wipe me off the planet. I don't want that. So let's see. So in other words, you don't research anything, but you believe that you are correct, and then you laughed about it. What I do research things. What I'm saying is I'm not one of those researchers that sits like when I do a show. I mean, I could, like I told you, I did a show before, the Phony Globey. Go back and look. I think it was back in April or something. And I had a bunch of facts and information that I went through about talking about flat Earth. I do research. I research information through people that I find and information I find online. Then I verify that information, cross-reference it, and look and see, and I find a lot of things, add up and are, people are on the same path. So, I mean, that's all I'm saying. And again, I'm not saying 100%. I'm just saying what I feel. And it makes sense. Like when I go up out and look at the sky, when I look at the sun, when I look at the moon, when I look with an open mind, this is what I see. That's all I'm telling you. I'm not proven anything right or wrong here today. I'm just trying to give people, and that's the whole point of Operation Status Quo, is just to create a different perspective and just to open your mind and look. I'd like to know why people, first of all, Tom says it's called gravity, but there is no such thing as gravity. That's another lie. It's magnetism, which Tesla proved. Okay, you can do your research on that too. All right, so gravity is bullshit. It's magnetism. So anyway, that's why they don't want to give us the free energy, because magnetism is all around. It's in the air. We can just tap into it, but they hook us up to these power grids, so they can have total control over us, just like the farmers have control over their cattle, because that is what we are in this mainstream world. We are merely cattle. Okay. So the whole point of everything, again, is just to keep an open mind and just, have that perspective. And I would love to know why people out there, if you're hearing this, share your comments. I'd love to know why people are so, get so uptight. Why even get mad about it is what I mean. Like if somebody believes something differently, and like you say, Tom, like you said, it's science, right? It's science. So, people are so hung up on this, like you don't have to accept somebody else's opinion because science. But what's science? Science is just a mere observation based on a perception as well. I mean, science could expand and change based on new discoveries and new inventions or whatever, So I just think it's a lot more than that. And it's not about trying to prove anything here today. It's just about that. I find it interesting that people are so, wow, it's almost worse than Trump. People hate you if you like Trump. I'm not sure which one is worse, liking Trump or doing, saying that the earth is flat. But I don't know. That's all. I'm just trying to share a perspective today, ladies and gentlemen. And I find it quite interesting that people are just so over the top, like it blows their mind. And you know what it is about me? I'm just going to say, because I don't believe in this whole world to begin with. I know that this life is not real. I know that this world is not real. The physical manifestations that we see in front of us are merely what we create through energetic vibrations. We're just souls at play, really we're pieces of God at play with himself or itself or the universe itself, however you want to say it. So it's to hold on to anything as being ultimate truth, is like, I don't know. It's so limiting. I just, how I see it, I'm like, it's like, why not? Why not all these possibilities? Because anything is possible, because everything is just what is created through the manifestation of thought, of the power of thought. Everything happens in the background through the power of thought first, and then is created physically. The manifestations, create physically. That's the last piece of it. So to me, I find all this way of thinking for myself so liberating, because there's no entrapment into any one little box of thought, because everything is possible and everything is open. And the world is like it's like a playground, and we're just it's like taking Legos and you can build 100 different things out of the same set of Legos, right? And that's exactly what our world is. So it's not about right or wrong or what it is, it's just more about the being open to the possibilities of what could be, and not limiting ourselves to this 3D paradigm structure that we've been trapped in. And again, our brains are like computers, and we're programmed, and we don't even realize it, because most people are not actively aware of their thoughts, right? They're just kind of thinking and doing and thinking and doing, and without that space of observation of the thought patterns and what we're putting out. And most people don't even realize everything you think, thoughts are magnets. So what you think is what comes into your life. You think sadness, you're sad. You think happiness, you're happy. It's just, it really is just a simple law, of nature, of the universe, really, So anyway, let me just go back to Tom's comments real quick. I see it every day when I look at the ocean. Okay. I get it. So Einstein is wrong, and yeah, Einstein is wrong. A matter of fact, it's Einstein that is why Tesla got dismissed. Because there's the two ways. There's the reality. Tesla was working on reality in a sense, and they didn't want his stuff because free energy and everything else that he was creating, so they went the Einstein path. I mean, that's kind of how I see it. But let's see here. He says, you, my friend, are a walking contradiction. I don't know what you're talking about, Tom. I don't know why you say I'm a contradiction. I think I'm making it very clear that I'm not saying anything with 100% certainty. I'm saying it's more so about the idea of opening your mind to other possibilities and just really, accepting that and allowing that into your life, not just with flat earth, but with everything. So, I mean, that's basically what I'm talking about. But you see, I think, Tom, I'm so glad that you dropped in today. I really, really do, because especially since, we're friends and we can have this little spar, which is nice, and but it really hones in on the point that I'm trying to make, that how humanity in general, human behavior in general, when their position of control or security, I should say more so, is threatened, this is how we react, right? We become dismissive. That's what they did with everybody who wouldn't take the jab. Let them die. They don't deserve health care. Rah, rah, rah. And then what? Everybody's getting the jab and people are dying from the jab. Okay, so that's all I'm just trying to say is about humanity. We have to be aware of how we function, because we are more than just the bodies. We have to be in control of how this system is operating and working for us to create the lives that we want to create. And that's what Operation Status Quo is all about. So anyway, that's what I have for you here today on Operation Status Quo, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you so much for your time to be here with me today. I want to see how many subscribers I lose today because I said the earth is flat. It is just so freaking funny to me. It is just so freaking funny to me. But seriously, Tom, if you're still out there, happy birthday, my friend. Enjoy the rest of it. I love you out there, and I appreciate you dropping in today and chastising me a little bit. It makes for a good show. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't done so already, please take the time to like, subscribe, share, send this out to your friends, your family, those you love, and of course, those you despise as well. I love each and every one of you out there individually as well as a group. And again, I'm not sure about tomorrow because I might not be here. Got a few things going on in the afternoon. I'm going to try, though. We'll see how it plays out. But if not, I'll be back with you on Thursday. So until then, God bless, and Operation Status Quo disengaged.
Is a boulevard of 10 short blocks.